Welcome back to another video in a series I like to call How to Have Fun as Killer in Dead by Daylight. This is the Spirit, and we're going against bots. Completely random builds on both sides. And I just want to make a small correction in the dev update video I released. Apparently the Nicolas Cage Survivor is being released with that update. Both the Cage Survivor and the changes in the dev update are on the PTB now. Honestly, I don't know why they still have PTBs. It's not like you get an accurate representation of how skillful survivors are and actually running the killer around, how they are able to deal with certain things the killers can do. There's no way that the changes to the Onryo can be effectively gauged with the caliber of survivors on the PTB. So I would seriously recommend they just do away with the PTB, make the changes live, and then be ready to change them. Because the live servers are the only way we will know how well or badly the changes are. I'm still adamant in my opinion that the Onryo's changes are a nerf. I've seen several content creators say that they're buffs. I'm really not sure how they can get that from what they've done to her. Certainly the fact that you can no longer passively build Condemned and you have a teleport cooldown. Both of those changes pretty much outweigh whatever buffs they gave her. So I'm still not... I don't know where these people are coming from when they say she's been buffed. It's not reality. I don't think it's just against good survivors. She'll probably do about the same as she did before, which was very badly. When I saw I got Spirit as the killer for this exercise, I was not thrilled. Spirit is, in my opinion, not a good killer. She used to be, now she isn't. And it's impossible to mind game these bots at certain loops. And for some reason the game says I am out of chase, which is stupid, because I can see him right there. So the game now will not lock up the window unless I get back into chase. And I can see him. I mean, there are many aspects of this game that need improving, but I think one of the biggest ones is where it says a survivor is right in front of you and for some reason you're not in chase. So I will title this How to Have Fun as Killer ? Because this game is not going well. I'm not the best with Spirit. I find it difficult to track survivors normally, but when she enters her phasing mode, it's even more difficult, obviously. And a lot of her add-ons have been changed or are going to be changed with the next update to where they'll be even more weaker than they already are. I really think they need to leave Spirit alone at this point. There are killers far more deserving of nerfs in this game than Spirit. Pinhead comes to mind as one of the killers who could desperately stand to be nerfed. He has one of the highest kill rates, and pretty much every time I go against a Pinhead, his built-in mechanic overwhelms the team I am with, to where I'm the only one who's actively searching out and solving the lament configuration. Add to that perks like Sloppy Butcher, Plaything, Devour Hope. Anything else that slows down and gives the survivor an extra objective. With Pinhead, it's even more oppressive because he already has a built-in objective for survivors. I think Pinhead could definitely stand to be nerfed. There's also the issue with Blight. They have not touched Alchemist Ring or any other of Blight's add-ons, and I'm wondering why they're so adamant about nerfing Spirit when Blight is can still go around the map with Alchemist Ring, hit you with his lethal rush, and then instantly get all his tokens back. I don't think that should be a thing, but they refuse to touch Blight for some reason. Nurse, despite being nerfed, is still pretty incredibly oppressive, I would say. She pretty much breaks the game. She could also stand to be nerfed a little more. So I don't know why they're going after Spirit. I really don't. I don't see Spirit as being oppressive as she once was. If they keep going after Spirit, they need to increase her base movement speed, because a lot of times I find that phasing just doesn't help me, at least. And especially if the survivor's uninjured. Then I have a real difficult time tracking where they are when I'm using her ability. I don't know why Spirit's at 4.4 movement speed. That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. You can clearly see in this match I'm struggling. A lot of times it's just not viable to chase with her since she is a slower moving killer. So my thoughts on the Nicolas Cage Survivor. I've seen others who play the PTB with him. In all honesty, I have no idea why he's in the game. I'm just going to start off at the very beginning and say, why is this guy in the game? I don't find him to be a very good actor. He's, to put it politely, rather odd. He's not funny, and he's definitely not as funny as he thinks he is. I find that most actors think they're a lot funnier than they really are. It's a whole ego thing with them. But honestly, I'm going to be brutal here. He hasn't been relevant for like 30 years. I mean, what was he done? I can't remember the last thing he's done. I've never watched any of his movies. I don't find any of them or him to be particularly compelling. So, I mean, number one, there's a problem right there. I just don't see why he's in the game. Other than behavior, trying desperately to inject something into their game to get people to come back to it. I don't know. So there's that. The perks I've seen, they're kind of interesting. There are two that could be really problematic, especially in the hands of a strong Swift. The one is where you get a speed boost, like kind of like old Dead Hard, but it's where you're not even injured and you can use it. And then you get a haste effect, apparently. So there's that one that can be problematic, and there's also the one where you get to pick yourself up after entering the dying state, and you enter the dying state by yourself. It doesn't work if the killer puts you in the dying state, but you can enter the dying state from injured. And basically you make no noise on the ground, so you can effectively disappear, sometimes even mid-loop. And what will happen is you'll recover, and as soon as you recover, you are restored to full health instantly, which is... it's a very bad idea. I think it may be Behavior's way of backdoor introducing the unbreakable at base. I don't know. It seems very similar to that, but even better because you're instantly restored to full health. And you get a haste bonus as well. Fortunately, it can only be used once during the trial, but it will be usable again when all the generators are completed. So technically they can use it twice if they finish their objective. So I can see that perk being a big problem, especially at endgame. The other one where you... yeah, this is a problem with Spirit. This loop is an infinite. I can't physically get this guy. And I can't mind game him because he's a bot. I don't think phasing even helps here. These bots have like wall hacks or something. And the game keeps saying I'm out of chase, even though he's right in front of me. This is ridiculous. Why am I not in chase? Now he can vault that window an unlimited amount of times because I'm not in chase with him. So yeah, I think that before they add any more content, like any more BS survivors like Nicolas Cage, who did not need to be in the game, any more new killers, any more new anything, they need to fix their things that are desperately need of fixing in this game. And that is one of them. The game saying I'm not in chase when he is right in front of me. At least the bots don't teabag you at the exit gates. That's always nice. So anyway, yeah, his third perk where you look at the killer and you scream and you can see the killer's aura. That's more of a meme perk. It seems really funny because if you run it, you're constantly screaming when you're in a loop. Because you're always looking at the killer, trying to figure out what the killer's going to do. So I think it's funny in that regard because you're constantly screaming. Other than that, I don't see much use for it. But the other two, yeah, they could be big problems. Which is not surprising. I mean, I knew they were going to give their favorite son, Nicolas Cage, some pretty good perks. So, just more... It's basically... A lot of the content creators I've seen, their reactions have been, oh, Nicolas Cage, he's so fun. His perks are so fun to use and everything. And it's like, yeah, basically the only way you'll have fun in this game is if you play Survivor. And I think they're confirming it with the release of Cage and these perks. Because I don't see anyone saying, oh, the new killer, he's really fun. It's like, oh, playing killer is really fun. No. I was saying, oh, Nicolas Cage is so fun. His perks are so amazing. And it's like, yeah, because he's a survivor. So once again, the killer's fun is not taken into account. And it's not surprising either. Yeah, this match was something else. Even against bots, I think Spirit is Spears probably rapidly approaching the D section of any tier list. They keep screwing around with her perks for no reason. They're killers, like I said, in much more need of a nerf than her. But hey, at least she's got this nice beachwear cosmetic.